Hello. Um, I want to talk about something a little bit different today. I've been thinking. I've been thinking about the quote, "An unexamined life is not worth living." This is from Socrates, and um, basically, he thinks that he believes that we should always question our own beliefs and um, even deeply, especially deeply held beliefs. We should examine them and question them and and take a look at why we believe these things and is it actually good and right, the things that we believe. So the reason I've been thinking about this is because as I've talked about before, I have children and um, I've struggled with being a parent and being a being a good person or the best person that I can be. And you can't escape the politics of the moment. And I feel like there's there's a lot of there's a lot of excusing things for expediency or um, the greater good kind of situation. And I'll talk a little bit about my own history. I was in the Marine Corps from 1996 to 2000, and during that time, Bill Clinton was president, and uh, my family and I were a big supporter of Bill Clinton. And at the time, there was a lot of partisan kind of battling, between him and his opponents. And I remember thinking at the time, and this was kind of a conversation in my household, that a lot of that stuff was made up, or it was just a witch hunt because he was an effective politician and he had a lot of good policies that were pushed through. And at the time, I really didn't, I believed that. I thought, that's probably, that's politics. And to some extent, that is politics. But now, when I, not, when I examine things a lot closer, I realize that, um, as far as my own values, he didn't match up with anything that I believed in, and that I believed in then, and especially that I believe in now. I mean, politically, yes, we agreed, I guess, on a lot of things, but um, morally, no. He did a lot of bad things, and that's evident now. And those kinds of accusations are, they're used as weapons against a politician, but they're only effective when they're true. And in his case, many of them, or probably all of them, were true. So it makes me think a little bit about our current situation that we're in, where um, everything that is in politics is looked at from a partisan lens or even an ideological lens, which um, I think Socrates would be deeply disappointed in our society and in the people that live here as one of the oldest democracies in our current world. I find it disappointing as well. I'm disappointed in myself. Um, we have to examine the choices that we make and the things that we believe. for our children and for ourselves. Um, that really is, to me, what being an adult is about. And having courage and being a strong person and a courageous person, and a person with virtue. I'm not, you know, I think about my life a lot now, and um, I'm I am disappointed in a lot of the things that I believed, and I should have taken a more careful look at why I believe those things, and why I would support particular politicians. And I've come to the conclusion that we probably shouldn't support any politicians. We should support ideals and things that we want for our society, or for our families, or for our country. Um, but as far as people, um, you know, everyone is flawed in some ways, and everybody, everybody, you know, lies or manipulates, especially politicians, and we should just hold ourselves to account when it comes to what we believe in and what we want. And I think when we take a really honest and close look at ourselves, it's a lot easier for us to look at leaders in a more honest way. And when I look back at my young self, um, and the situation that we're in right now, I can see a straight line from that. Um, not holding, not holding myself, not holding leaders that I supported to account for their misbehaviors. Um, it is a direct line to where we are right now. So, um, I guess that's my advice. If you have children, or if not, you have family and friends, you owe it to them, and you owe it to yourself to take a real good look at what you believe, and and is is political expediency more important than your beliefs, than your virtue, than your adulthood, than your courage, your virtue? If you think that your virtue and your beliefs are not worth anything, are easily traded for political expediency, then there's nothing else to think about, really. But if you do hold your values to be important, and um, your virtue, your beliefs, then I think this moment, all moments, require some self-reflection and some deep thought and who we are. And I can freely admit right now that I was wrong, and I was ignorant, and I didn't think about why I thought the way I did, and why I supported the people that I did. Um, Maybe that choice was the better of the choices that we had, but I didn't think that. I didn't think deep enough to even make a particularly good choice on that matter. Like, I can't summarize, you know, Bill Clinton's opponent's beliefs, because I didn't know. I didn't research it. Um, I was young, but But this is the case with a lot of, not just when I was young, but even as I've gotten older. So I think for myself, um, I need to, I, I have committed to um, taking a closer examination of who I am, and I think that's a good thing. So anyway, this is a little bit different video, but if you liked it or you had some comments, tell me what you think. I'll see you next time.